Welcome back, viewers. Holly Shields here for 𝐾𝐿 TV. Sorry for that little interruption. We are on the Executive Corner Expert Talks, the show where we bring you industry leaders, successful business owners and market experts all under one roof to help you discover the insights of the stock market. We're joined by Dhruv Kohli, the Head of Growth and International Expansion at Geezy, a company that connects millions of people with millions of products. Thanks for joining us, Dhruv.
Hey, thanks. My pleasure to be here.
Great to have you on. Geezy helps food brands and businesses in creating new and engaging consumer experiences. Please talk a bit about the inspiration behind launching the brand.
Sure, 100%. So basically, we launched Geezy in 2018, and then our founding team comes from the FMCG background. They've seen a lot of brands coming with the new products and not able to get the consumer feedback. And before it hits the supermarket shelves, 98% of them are not able to sustain there for longer. So we came up with the idea of Geezy, where product sampling should be altered, like where brands can reach to the captive audiences at their home, but through the channels that is already created. At Geezy, we work along with the brands such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mars, Reclaim, Mondelez, Unilever, and many others, and help them to reach the consumers along with their food delivery orders. Let's say you've ordered food from Uber Eats or Deliveroo, you may find a can of Coke as a surprise in your along with your meal, and you find a little QR code that you can scan and give us the feedback and win a reward from the brand. And that helps brands to get the consumer feedback and reach the right people that are the product buyers. So that helped many brands, across the globe now. We are in 5 countries, Australia, New Zealand, US, UK, and India, to really, strengthen their relationship with the customer and delight their customer, specifically during the times of pandemic.
Right. It sounds like you've really taken advantage of the change in consumer habits due to the pandemic.
Yes, and I always say the businesses need to innovate, right? Post-pandemic, the world is very different. The brands are looking for different ways to engage the consumers. The businesses are getting more innovative, and that's where our organization strives. We're trying to change the traditional old method and getting everything revolutionized with the tech and the data. Because in FMCG industry, and specifically marketing, like the offline marketing, the data has never been used to the extent. And still that industry is very old. It's few $100 billion worth of industry, but still not utilizing data and tech to that advantage. And through the Geezy platform, we are helping brands to be more data oriented, to be more tech oriented, and help them to reach the right audience.
Right. And in your opinion, how important is analyzing consumer behavior to build a sustainable consumer relationship?
I guess in today's world, it is really important. You really need to know what your consumer wants, what your consumer needs are. Those days are gone when you're advertising one product to mass number of people, and you're going to assume that your product is going to sell. Today in this world, every individual has different needs, and it's very important for FMCG brands or any CPG brands or any other brand that is coming into the market with the new products to understand their consumer needs. So basically, they can create the products for their consumers, as opposed to creating the product from the brand. They should be shifting their approach to more consumer-oriented approach, and hence building a product that the consumer actually wants. That will dictate the success of the brands in the market.
Definitely. And what sorts of tools do you use to create those unique brand experiences?
We use a lot of data, like Google data visualization tools, to help them understand how the data is captured from the consumer, and visualizing that data in a format that help brand managers to understand and read it in a way that they can make the decisions on the basis of that. So we have our proprietary software that we built specifically for the brands, where they can log into their dashboard, see the real-time performance of their campaigns, of the offline campaigns, and the products, right? Like how it is tracking and what sort of consumer feedback they're getting, which is very, very important for the brands. And hence our smart engine gives them recommendations that what's the next steps, like, hey, 24% of your consumers are saying you have too much sugar in your product, which means definitely that 24% strengthens that, like, hey, something needs to be changed in the product.
Right. It seems like the data there is really transparent for the brands.
Exactly. And that's where, we come in the play. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, we are revolutionizing the 100-year-old industry. And the only way we can revolutionize that industry is because of tech and data.
Definitely. What would you say makes Geezy superior to your market competitors?
Awesome. So basically, Geezy is a brand in itself. So Geezy not only connect the brands with the consumers, and that's one part of our business. We also have Geezy Foods, which is like also like that's another arm of the business, which is also established across Australia, New Zealand, and recently launched in UK, where we also help small restaurants, like small business owners to help them to utilize their kitchens effectively. There's a lot of underutilized kitchens around us. So Geezy creates a virtual food brands that gets listed on the platforms such as Uber Eats, Deliveroo, DoorDash, and others. And the customers order from those platforms. So hence we are building a next virtual franchisee chain. Think of this as a McDonald's, but not physical, but purely online. So that's where we have a strong competitive edge. We are not only competing in the one part of the business where we are benefiting the stakeholders from the brand side of the business, getting the data, and also the restaurant side of the business by helping them to earn extra revenue.
Right. It sounds like resourcefulness and efficiency are high on your priorities.
Exactly, and running a startup is definitely not an easy. I'll say it's a journey that you take it on in the morning, but it's fun because you're facing challenge every single minute. The challenges do not end with the night. It in fact every day you come to work, you have something new to solve, and that inspires me to be there. Coming into the organization and solving the challenge that sits on your table, as opposed to doing your routine job.
Right. It must seem very rewarding.
It is, for us, particularly as a team, it's not only about what we are building, but how we are impacting the people in the community. We are impacting the brands by providing them better tools, better decision-making tools like data. We are impacting the restaurants by helping them to build better consumer experience, getting them to earn more revenue from their kitchens. And we are impacting the customers. Imagine the smile that we bring on customers' face when they see a free product. That really delights them. And that's something we are passionate as a team to wake up every morning and go into our office and to bring that smile on 3 million customers every day, and to help the others.
Definitely. That's very understandable. And as you mentioned, you have a presence in 5 countries, is it? An international
Yes.
presence.
Yep.
Is there anything else on the horizon for Geezy? Any new developments?
It is. It is. So we do have plans to expand to Europe and Asia this year. We are, we got trusted by our investors to, keep continuously expanding, and, we are expanding our team as well across the geographies. I guess for us, it's all about whatever we did in 5 countries, replicate in other countries, and ensuring that, the value that we're providing in these 5 countries, ensure we keep providing that value. Although, we are growing and, we have a massive growth in the business, but one thing that we want to stick is our company vision, that which providing value to the brands, providing value to our stakeholders, our restaurants, our community, our customers. So that's a goal in the long term.
Right. And with that, it looks like you'll be having a strong global presence.
Exactly, and I guess in today's world, it's very must for a startup. Specifically, we are in a country which is a very blessed country, but a small population. So it's important for the startups in countries like Australia to go beyond Australia and expand beyond Australia. And I'll say the government is really helpful in helping the startups like us and others to expand beyond the borders. So this is definitely the global expansion is definitely on the cards for every single startup, I guess, coming in the next few years.
That is great to hear. And on that note, it is just about time to wrap up. But might I say, your insights have been invaluable. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks. My pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And thanks for your time, viewers. Stay tuned for more live market updates. As we say here, stay apprised and invest wise with 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐴.